Hello guys, welcome to the platform once again. It's great to be back on your screen. It's the review of the game Chelsea 5, Ajax 1. If it happens to be your first time, make sure you subscribe to the page, to this channel on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook and then follow me on TikTok as well. Well, it was a brilliant exhibition of Chelsea's youthful policy, characterized by massive domination by Chelsea against Ajax. I mean, this conversation of whether Chelsea can succeed in the Champions League we've had it. So many people have had it on several platforms across the world, from various tabloids, and some even to the effect that they were saying Chelsea, the standard of Champions League is far more than that of the Conference League, which I agree. And yet, when Chelsea comes in the Champions League, they are going to find it difficult to qualify, especially after we lost the first game 3-1 against Bayern Munich. But after the Bayern game, Benfica was a 1-0 win, but I must admit it was a Champions League performance from Benfica and Chelsea. Ajax was a 5-1 thrashing. Yes, still, I don't consider it to be a Champions League performance from Ajax. At best, it's a Conference League standard performance. And so, Jamie Carragher criticized Chelsea that the level of Champions League Chelsea cannot match. But we have Ajax playing the Champions League, playing inferior than some of the teams that Chelsea played last season in Conference League. So how does Jamie Carragher answer that? Because if we are talking of Champions League, the standard should be higher. Chelsea, this is a game whereby Chelsea virtually used Team B, with the exception of Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. And when you compare the last game that Chelsea played against Nottingham Forest, that Chelsea won 3-0, there were 10 changes to the lineup from goalkeeping position to the last person. There were 10 changes, 10 new set of players were brought in who didn't feature against Nottingham Forest and then featured in this game against Ajax. This tells you the squad depth that Chelsea possess. And so when you are talking of Chelsea in terms of competitions, you don't write them off. But yet still, just as some people did in the Club World Cup, and Chelsea subsequently proved them wrong, some pundits have foolishly started writing Chelsea off. Even we've not gone anywhere. One pundit was asked on one network, how do you see those who can win? How do you see the chances of Chelsea after Chelsea won 5-1? He was kind of, yes, Chelsea did well in this game, but they still are not the level of Arsenal and Liverpool, although they defeated Liverpool. Come on. If they are not at the level of Liverpool, how did they defeat Liverpool with Team B? If Cole Palmer didn't play against Liverpool and Chelsea defeated Liverpool 2-1, it's virtually Team B, because Cole Palmer, as they say, you guys who are our opponents, are saying he's half of Chelsea's team. So if Cole Palmer did not feature and yet still Chelsea defeated Liverpool minus Cole Palmer, that should be a worry to you, our rivals, because this tells us that in the absence of our quality players, we can still win games. So how much more when those quality players return back to action? That's going to be a big, massive advantage for Chelsea. Yeah, let's highlight on some of the key points of the game. And there were 5 goal scorers, as you are aware. Mark Gill scored his first Champions League goal. Some teenagers made history. Tariq George also scored his first Champions League goal. Estevao Willian, his first Champions League goal. Enzo Fernandez, his first Champions League goal. Caicedo, his first Champions League goal. Wow. Chelsea needed to win this game, and they won the game comfortably. Yeah. The second bullet point I want to highlight is Chelsea won its first gear, as I said, without putting in much effort in winning the game. They won in first gear without changing and switching to the second and third and fourth gears, right? This tells you of the quality of that Chelsea possessed. Estevao Willian was phenomenal in the game, a fantastic player who is my man of the match anyway. And UEFA gave it to Jamie Giddens. I don't know what they saw. Jamie Giddens played a decent game, but not the best game, as Estevao put in. The game, as I said, was, I think I have to skip this point, was a Champions League game, but the standard of Ajax is that of a Conference League. Yeah. Ajax demonstrated, as I said, yeah, the level that they put in this game was below standard. And I don't know, and no wonder, it doesn't surprise me that they are last on the Champions League log. When you look at the table, they are last, minus 10 goals. They've lost all their 3 games. I don't know, it will be difficult from now, we've got 5 games to go. It's going to be difficult for Ajax to qualify, judging from where we are now. And in the next 2 games, if they do not win 2 or at least 1 game, it will be difficult to place from the 1st to 24th. As you are aware, the 1st to 8th position qualify automatically. From the 9th to 24th position, they will be involved in playoff. And so, if Chelsea had scored about this a game, that when if Chelsea had taken it serious, Chelsea would have won by 8, 9, or 10 goals, right? And if we had won by 8 or 9 goals, we would have been on the 8th position or 7th position when I checked the table, because we are not in that position. We are 11th at the moment, 11th. We are not on the 8th position or at the 7th position because of goals difference, and not necessarily because of points, right? And so that was why I wanted Chelsea to win this game massively with more goals. But some people will also say an advantage in there is that Chelsea was able to rest players, right? I mean, most of the players were substituted earlier on, because by the first half we were leading 4-1. And so the coach thought it wise to rest the players, because we have a program on Saturday against Sunderland, a match day program on Saturday against Sunderland. And so, to some extent, you agree with those who are saying, who agreed with Chelsea making the match a training match. After 60th minute, Chelsea made the match like a training match. They were passing around without any purpose, right? I was expecting Chelsea to score more anyway. This is where I draw the curtains down on tonight's edition, with Chelsea now cruising and moving steadily up the Champions League log. Hopefully we qualify in the first 8. I don't want us to be involved in any playoff, as I said. And so that was why I said we should have scored more goals yesterday. Yeah, this is where I draw the curtains down on today's analysis.